Hello, I'm Yoko, and it's currently May, which means it's Mermay. Over on Instagram, I've been posting a mermaid picture every day using my own list, which if any of you are interested in joining Yoko Mermay, it's never too late, and even if you just do one prompt, I still get super happy. But with that said, I want to go over some of my thoughts for my art, and even if you've seen them, I hope you'll still enjoy. Now let's just hop in. Day's one prompt was alien, and I went pretty basic with it. I basically just went with the standard big bug-eyed design with no nose and little antenna thingies. And I added more little things like those antennae on their back and decided to give them 4 fingers instead of 5 because why not? I already had a color palette decided before I started because I thought this particular blue and magenta-ish color gave a really nice outer world feeling. I think they're pretty cute. I also like to imagine that they swim through space like the Star Makers, aka the squids that make everyone cry from Courage the Cowardly Dog. Looking back, I think it would have been fun to draw Ripjaws from Ben 10 for this prompt. Kind of a missed opportunity. But yeah, I still really like my drawing that I made for Alien. I think they kind of look like Sploot from Unknown Spy. But you know, it's standard Alien design. I think it was a fun start. Next prompt was Anglerfish, which Ripjaws also could have fit into. Darn. I'm gonna be honest, this one's not my favorite of the batch. I think I used this exact pose, or at least something similar, last year for the prompt Bone. Real anglerfish look so weird and creepy, so I modeled this mostly off the little less creepy anglerfish from Animal Crossing, I think New Leaf. Because while I could have gotten way creepier and more creative with this, I just wasn't feeling it. I did like the glow effect at the end though, but yeah, not my favorite for this month for batch in general, but yeah, here's my anglerfish. I needed a bit of push into Mermaid to really get into the gist of doing mermaids every day, but this was before I really got into making these. So yeah, these first few are a little basic, but they get better as we go. Time to shout out some of you guys that are doing my prompts on Instagram. Here's Alfred's Art Dump. They were the first person to ever submit a drawing for these prompts that I made. It was Alien, and they drew E.T. And I'm really liking their art so far, and it would be cool if you guys could check them out. I'd say so far my favorite, kind of a joke, but I like the Mermaid Man they drew for Evil. And non-joke, I really like their Catfish one. But yeah, check them out if you want to, and they'll be linked below. Next prompt was Bride, and I went really basic with it again, but I think it turned out very pretty. I gave her a pretty top that's sleeveless and white gloves holding a bouquet. Don't ask how that works underwater, I wasn't really thinking. As well as a pearl headband, which admittedly I probably should have made a veil, but I was tired and struggling with making it, so oh well, no veil. I gave her a darker skin tone to pop off nicely against all the white, and I could have made her, her tail white, but I thought logistically not every mermaid who's getting married will have a white tail, so I just made it a nice blue along with her eyes. But yeah, I also realized later that I have an original character who is kind of supposed to look like both someone grieving and also a bride. So I probably could have drawn her, but missed opportunity. But yeah, here's my drawing for Bride. This was the end of my getting into the swing of things phase, and I really liked the ones after this. Next prompt was Butterfly, which I based on a sea butterfly, which I guess is a type of sea snail, but I know them mostly from Animal Crossing because I find them a lot. But when I was making the list, I was originally just going to make this prompt Sea Butterfly, but kept it as plain Butterfly for the sake of others and wondering how they take the prompt. Because with Butterfly, you can go with Sea Butterfly, though I'm the only one that did that because I'm a nerd. The obvious butterfly fish, which a lot of people did, which was really cool to see. But also just normal butterflies in general have such nice patterns and stuff. So yeah, I wanted to keep it open for anyone who wanted to join. But yeah, as far, for my drawing, I went for a younger design and went for a little less human-y design by adding little horn thingies and not adding a nose again. I had fun making parts see-through, and I really liked the end result. But yeah, here's my butterfly. I think she's super cute, and I like how the colors look together. Do any of you know sea butterflies are a thing? If you don't play Animal Crossing, let me know in the comments. Next prompt was Catfish, which I added to the prompt list for no other reason than to have an excuse to draw a cat mermaid, and I drew my warrior cat OC Quiet Paw. If I had Kit Kat at the time, our new kitten, I probably would have drawn Kit Kat, but at the time of drawing this, I didn't have her. But anyway, Quiet Paw was featured in that hiding in the blue map part I did, the first animation that I ever did. I'm falling back into this cat fandom, and I want to make more content with these characters in the future. And since this drawing is really simple, I'm just going to take the time to nerd out and introduce Quiet Paw, like, officially. She is a ThunderClan apprentice with severe anxiety and selective mutism. The current leader is her grandpa, and she feels a lot of pressure from sharing his kin. Her mom is very snappy and independent and likes to be alone. And her dad is a stern, silent type that has little to do with either of them, really. The entire clan's kind of wondering what's up with them, why was she even born? That sounds harsh, but it's a case of, why did they even have a child? But yeah, her mentor, Acorn Slash, the other cat that was featured in the animation, is very friendly and encouraging, and she wants to make her come out of her shell a bit and be more confident. But yeah, here's my Catfish. Thank you for listening to me ramble about my character Quiet Paw. I kind of want to make a PMV with her in the future. But yeah, let me guys know if you guys like hearing about my characters or my cat characters in general. Another shout out time. Here is Bianca Knox, 33, I believe. Their account isn't in English, but I am enjoying their art, and they have done every prompt so far. And even if you guys just pop in for one day or so, I'm still appreciating you guys all the more. Like, I'm just happy to see any of you guys draw. I'm really enjoying their art so far. I think it's really cool looking. It has a unique style. I'd say my favorite so far would probably be their one they did for Evil, I believe. I don't speak this language, I'm assuming that's Evil. But yeah, I really like this pose and just the shading in general that they do. But yeah, if you guys like their art, check them out on Instagram. I'll have the link below. Next prompt was Circus, which I decided to draw Beast from Black Butler Book of Circus for. The best season, don't fight me. I actually made a list of characters from that season and put them in a list randomizer because I couldn't choose. I really liked that season of Black Butler, and I love the character designs of, like, all the circus people. Like Peter, Wendy, they're all great. So I have Beast holding a ring that a shark is swimming through, since she was the animal tamer of the circus. Probably could have made this a tiger shark. Didn't look it up enough to know if this looks like a tiger shark or a great white. I don't know sharks that much. They kind of all look the same for the most part. From the waist up, I didn't really change any of her design beyond giving her a more fishy ear. As for the mermaid tail, I kept it mostly black with a stripe of white with diamond patterns, like how Beast has on her stockings. But I realized after I started that Beast has a prosthetic leg, which I can't really show on a mermaid tail, so I kind of tried to pull a Toothless from How to Train Your Dragon, and one of her tail fins is a prosthetic. But yeah, here's my circus prompt. I really like how she turned out, and I crave drawing the others like Doll or Joker. I've drawn Dagger in the past, but that was like 2 or 3 years ago. I just love these characters. Next prompt was Dream, which I drew my Pokemon trainer OC Ella, dreaming that she's a mermaid princess. And while I made this prompt, I completely forgot Dream SMP is a thing, since I'm not really into that stuff, but people took the prompt the way I meant it anyway when making the list, except for a joke one on a story. But yeah, I drew Ella in her fancy bed with her Cleffa stuffed toy that was like next to her, and she's just having a cute little dream. Ella is a very young OC of mine, and I had a lot of fun making this. Though I will say the mermaid design is a bit of a missed opportunity again. She's a fairy type trainer, and while this wouldn't necessarily fit her color scheme, I kind of wish I made her mermaid tail a Primarina tail. I also made the actual outfit she was wearing pretty lazy. It's just the top of her actual dress, but she's a young child. It's fine. She doesn't have that big of a creativity. But yeah, here's my mermaid drawing for Dream. I think it's super cute. Next prompt was Evil, which I'll skip for now and show at the end of the video for reasons. And with that said, the next prompt was Family, which I forgot Mother's Day was a thing in May, while making this list, and in hindsight, probably should have made this prompt the day before, so it would have fallen on Mother's Day. Because as it is now, the prompt evil fell on Mother's Day. But that said, again, I didn't even draw a mom because I drew these in advance. I drew my OC Damon and his 2 adopted daughters, Angel and Mage, while they were very young. Quite the unique looking family, I must say. Honestly, I just love the trope of man that doesn't look like he should be a dad ends up with children. Whether literal or just in like a fandom sense. Looking at you, Aizawa from My Hero Academia. With your furry children. But yeah, I think it's super cute that I have this buff demon dude that got reformed and ends up with these 2 daughters that he's a big teddy bear for. But don't underestimate him, he can and will crack some skulls to protect them if he needs to. Also, I guess this is now just a tradition where I draw Mage at least once every Mermay. I drew her in 2020, I believe, for Tarot Card, and again in 2021 for Magic, I think. Probably should have double-checked that, but you know, we're rolling with this. I love this drawing, with my only regret being not making more creative clothes. I mean, I put Angel in the t-shirt that says Angel. These characters are now almost adults, being 17, almost 18 at the very start of their story, but I really wanted to draw them as kids because I think it's cute and I really like their dynamic. And yeah, here's my family drawing. I love this and think this is my favorite of these first 10. Next prompt was Goldfish. I modeled my drawing off the veil-tailed goldfish, specifically, and I drew a pretty sparkly girl. I was debating drawing a mermaid version of my Goldine Gajinka that I've drawn in the past, but I wanted something with more of a bright yellow gold design, so I wanted to make her clothes flowy, though admittedly I could have pulled off better. I also put her hair in a pretty poofy ponytail, but yeah, I had a lot of fun with coloring this one. I basically kept everything in the range of white, yellow, orangish, including giving her a sort of golden tan skin tone. And I added bright blue eyes that I think pop, and I think she turned out really pretty. Dorothy really had a glow up since being on Sesame Street after getting out of that fishbowl. But yeah, here's my goldfish. I hope you guys like her. And now that she's done, let's go back in time. The video's not over. I'm just here to give a spoiler warning. Don't leave yet. If you haven't played or seen the Danganronpa series and don't want any spoilers, skip this last drawing because I'm drawing the mastermind at the first game, and I'll be mentioning stuff from some of the others. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week if you end up leaving here. Now for the people that stayed, let's hop into my drawing for the prompt, Evil. I ended up drawing the Queen of Despair for this one. I like to think with how big Danganronpa has gotten, most people in my kind of internet circles are familiar with it, but I put a spoiler warning anyway. Also, if you're completely new here or just don't know how far back Danganronpa and me go, hi, I started posting art seriously back in high school in the Danganronpa Amino, which I no longer use. But Danganronpa has been a huge fascination of mine since even if I don't draw canon characters as much anymore, it still holds a place in my heart. As of recording this, I'm wearing a shirt that has a buki on it. Also, my persona is half based on Monokuma with split hair and one red eye. But yeah, I had to draw my girl Junko, the mastermind of this whole franchise, who's obligated to make at least one appearance in pretty much every game after. It's like kind of a joke that Junko's mastermind of everything. The drawing itself was pretty simple, but doing it made me want to draw more Danganronpa art again. But yeah, my evil drawing, very simple. The only thing that I would say was kind of creative was that I gave, instead of bear hair clips, I made them like fish, but they kind of just look like Pac-Man. But yeah, here's my evil drawing, Junko the Queen. Mermay has been so fun so far, and if you want to keep up with my art daily, you can follow my Insta below. And if you want to join my prompts, I'll be happy to see your drawings. I'll see you next Friday, probably, and another video, and I'll see you on the 20th with part 2 of my mermaid drawings. Thank you all for watching. Peace!